I've put up with it for long enough. I wasn't gonna make a video on this. I know I don't want to be the douchey YouTuber that's just like, I didn't want to make a video about this. I really didn't. From the bottom of my heart, I didn't want to do this at all. I hate to be that guy, but I didn't want to do this. But I'm gonna make it anyway. This is rant time now. I got another video coming out. It's a big video, probably the best video I've ever made by the time it's over. But for right now, you're going to get this, and I had to talk about it because this guy's just getting, this whole company is getting under my skin. A company that I used to adore and kiss the feet of, might as well, for years because I loved the products that they created. And now I am extremely disappointed in their behavior. I can't handle it when people like this get in positions of power and have creative say-sos over the things that I like, right? I hate that because they always ruin it because they never understand the product that they're making. Ever. Right? Now, before anyone gets started, yes, I'm talking about Sony and Naughty Dog, right? I didn't want to get political. I didn't want to do any of this. And I'm going to do my best to keep politics to a minimum because that's not the big problem here. Pretty much everyone can agree that you can use politics and media in a creative way. Star Trek's been doing it for 55 years. Well, 50. Discovery and Picard don't count. The politics aren't the problem. It's the way they're implemented. And the writer who is implementing it. And I'm saying writer because I blame mostly him. This is essentially the Alex Kurtzman, the Kathleen Kennedy, the Benioff Wiseman of the gaming industry. Neil Druckman is that man. Neil Druckman is cancer. Neil Druckman is a terrible, terrible person and a terrible example for game developers. He is horrible. I can't stand this guy. Before anyone says anything, I'm not some Xbox fanboy, right? Some triggered little Xbox fanboy, right? I've been playing PlayStation games my whole life. Never owned an Xbox console. The only other system that wasn't a PlayStation that I didn't own was a Nintendo DS when I was a kid. In fact, right here. What do you see right there? Right? PlayStation games. That's all I own. And before anyone says I'm sexist, especially you, Neil Druckman, I would like to point something out. If I'm sexist, why do I think Amy Hennig is a better writer than you? In every single way. Not just that she writes better characters. She's better than you. In every way. In fact, the analogy I just made, where you're basically the Alex Kurtzman, the Kathleen Kennedy, the Benioff Wiseman, you're a corporate hack who said the right things, who rode the coattails of someone who is better than you. Amy is better than you, Neil. Okay? Everything that you have was something she did. Pretty much. Pretty much everything that you've done was something she accomplished, and you just happen to have your name on it too. Right? You are a talentless hack. I have no tolerance for people who think they're better than everyone else when they have absolutely nothing to stand to, when they have absolutely nothing to support that. They have no talent, they have no ability to do anything good. They think they're better than everyone else because they breathe air. Right? Neil Druckman, you do not know how to write. Uncharted 4 was only a good game because of the script that you had to resalvage that belonged to Hennig, right? The one that you scrapped and then basically fired her. You had to reuse that. All the good parts were things that she made up. There's nothing you did. In fact, the contribution you had, as in Nadine, is easily the worst character in Uncharted history. Period. And not because she's a woman, okay? Right? Not because she's a woman, because there's plenty of characters in Uncharted, strong characters, very well-written characters. Chloe, Elena, Chase, Margot. If we didn't have problems with those characters, God, okay, I'm gonna have to keep calm here. Okay, let me preface this a little bit. I am a long-time Uncharted fan, a long-time Naughty Dog fan, right? Crash Bandicoot. I've played Jack and Dexter, the first one. That's actually the second one too. I think the first one's a little better in my opinion. It felt a little bit more Crash Bandicoot. And Uncharted, especially. I love Uncharted. Uncharted is my favorite game series of all time. I love that game. I love the characters. I sat and binged all four of them as if they were movies because I love the writing so much. They are very strong characters. It is a very strong story, great action set pieces. It is a wonderful experience. Even the bumpier ones like Uncharted 1 and Golden Abyss, they are still fantastic games. Like, say, Neil Druckman, I even have your contribution to the Uncharted series. But and here, see, I even went and bought the Uncharted collection. Here's 3, here's 2, and here's Golden Abyss, right? Right there. I even have the Vita title. I love Uncharted. So when I see someone like this guy dragging great games like this through the dirt for some sort of political gain so he can kiss up to a certain group of people who don't play his games in the first place, right? Who don't even care about his games in the first place. And I love all these people standing up for him. You probably didn't even know Uncharted was a thing or Last of Us was a thing until, I don't know, last year. You probably didn't care about Naughty Dog. You didn't care about who Amy Hennig was. You claimed to care about women, but you didn't care that she was literally bullied out of a company that she was with for years because she refused to put some crappy political agenda in her game and embarrass the character that she created. She refused to do that, and that's exactly what happened. I am a firm believer that's what happened, Neil Druckman, that you pushed her out of the way because she stood in your way and because she was better than you, and you couldn't have that. You can't, and my biggest problem with you isn't that just you suck, is that you're untalented, right? That you're literally terrible, right? It's that you're so pompous, right? You're such a jerk to fans. We aren't criticizing The Last of Us 2 because we hated it. We're criticizing it because we wanted to love it. I don't know how that doesn't get through your thick skull, Neil. You don't understand this. You don't understand that people criticize things they like because they want it to be better. That's why we criticized Star Wars, the new installations of Star Trek. That's why, because we loved old Star Trek, old Star Wars. Same thing with Twilight Zone, Doctor Who. We loved the old ones. The new ones are doing a very poor job of continuing the legacy that the old ones left behind as far as writing quality goes. Right? That's the reason why we're upset with you. Not only that, your attitude, it is so vile. Any artist that intentionally creates art in a series that he didn't create just to push fans away he doesn't like, you're not a good artist. Rian Johnson, Alex Kurtzman, Kathleen Kennedy. Like, you don't take someone else's stuff, someone else's property that you didn't create, and tell half the audience to go away because we don't want to do business with them anymore. That's really stupid. Really stupid. I'm not saying don't change, develop, or grow. Just don't create something that's intentionally divisive. Is it really that hard? No wonder CBS All Access is failing financially. No wonder they're advertising. You can watch our Picard show for free now. It's there. Please watch our Picard show. No wonder you guys are failing. That's what you get. And that's one thing I'm grateful for out of this whole lockdown, the situation that we're in. Bad writing is dying because of it. Because no longer are the mindless zombies that buy your products and don't care about your product beyond just, oh, that was fun. Yeah, right. Just the mindless sheep that go watch things and listen to things and read things because someone told them they're popular. Those people can't go anywhere now. And now you need those fans back that you bullied away. Well, I guess you're screwed. Because unless people like Kurtzman, people like Druckman, people like Kennedy, people like Benioff and Wiseman are fired, I'm not coming back. It's that simple. Because I'm tired of being told that I'm a bigot, that I'm evil, that I hate all of insert here because I don't like the creative choices that you made. Neil Druckman, you can criticize writing, right? And keep it separate from politics. It doesn't have to get political. It's that easy. I know that's like mind-blowing to you, that you think if I criticize this, they're just criticizing the politics of the person who wrote it or the person in it. No. People weren't criticizing Nadine because she was a woman. Do you think people who hate Nadine as a character because she is the worst character in Uncharted history, worse than Guerrero, you think that they actually hate women because they don't like Nadine? They didn't hate Elena, who has been in the series since the first entry. They didn't hate Chloe, who's been in the series since the second entry. They didn't hate Margot. They didn't hate Chase. So there must be something else, Neil. Think really hard about why people hated Nadine and not Margot, Chase, Elena, and Chloe. Think really, really hard. Go on, you can do it. Is it possible that they hated Nadine because she's poorly written? Is it possible they hated Nadine because she contributes so little to the plot that you could remove her and the entire story wouldn't change? Rafe would still be the main bad guy. You would still fight Rafe. The army would still belong to Rafe. She has no impact on Uncharted 4 at all. Elena, you took her out. If you take her out of the story, you're taking out an entire romance that is basically the best freaking romance in any video game ever. That directly affects Nathan's actions, right? So the plot completely changes if you take that character out because she's essential. Nadine isn't essential. You wrote a poorly written character. Not only that, she breaks logical continuity. I know you don't know what that is because you're too focused on being brilliant. Wow, I bet you didn't see that coming. Okay, I'm going to put it to you this way, Neil, because you're clearly not good at writing. When you write a story, you have made a promise to the reader, or the player, or the watcher, or the listener even. You're going to promise them that there's a point to this and it is worth their while. Right? So basically, you have to keep logical consistency. Sure, you can do whatever crazy loops you want to jump through, but I wouldn't suggest it because it's not good storytelling. Right? So let me put it in perspective. How was Nadine able to take Drake as easy as she did when she's not even close to being the biggest threat he's ever faced? Lazarevich, who was literally invincible, he was able to fight him and win. Taylor, he was able to fight and handle his own. He lost, but he still was able to handle himself against a clearly superior fighter. Dante had some skill in hand-to-hand combat and still beat him. Like, how is he able to take all of these people? How is he able to go his whole life beating up these big burly thugs, especially in Lazarevich's case, where Lazarevich, all of his guys were like these big no-neck guys who had heavy armor, heavy weaponry, heavy artillery, right? How is he able to fight those people so well, but not one woman? I'm not even saying that he should have won, right? Because you could write it, you could easily write it where he would have lost. He's older, he hasn't done it in a while, as the game earlier established. It's easy to do. But you didn't do that. You just made it where she just beats him up, and you can't even use the traditional controls that you would use to dodge her hits. Oh, now I can't use triangle to block her moves, and now Nathan just gets beat up and there's nothing I can do about it? Well, that's stupid. Like, he should have at least hit her a couple of times other than just a little elbow. Nathan Drake could have taken Nadine, or at least held his ground. I don't care how strong she was, how good of a fighter she was, he would have done better than he did in Uncharted 4. Because we've seen examples of this time and time again where he did handle his own against threats that were bigger than Nadine. Right? So people aren't criticizing you because of some kind of political reason. They think you suck. They just think you're terrible at your job. You can create video games that have a political message or criticize a political point of view. BioShock did it, and BioShock handled it way better than Last of Us 2 is going to. One reason people are disappointed in you is because of the way you're treating fans. Fans that wanted to like your product because they liked The Last of Us. People don't understand this. It's like they don't understand character continuity, right? And consistency and paying respect to things that people like. It's like they don't understand that. I don't get it what it is with you hacks, you Kurtzmans and Druckmans and Kennedys and Benioffs and Wisemans. I don't understand what goes on in your head. If I couldn't even like bear writing something that bad, where I just completely disrespect the characters given to me from that weren't even mine, characters I didn't even create, where I break their arcs, like 7 of 9 becoming like going back to the Borg Collective after years of development and finding her humanity. She just throws it all away. What a horrible example of character writing. What a disrespect to a very well written character. But it's brilliant. You didn't see it coming. It's dark. It's moody. You guys suck. All of you. And I know a lot of you people have the exact same opinion. All of you watching, you're tired of this. You're tired of seeing Star Trek butchered and Star Wars butchered and The Last of Us butchered and Terminator butchered and Aliens butchered, and you're tired of Predator butchered. You're tired of all your favorite franchises dying. You're tired of them all being destroyed by corporate hacks who don't understand them. Maybe we can't salvage what's there. We can remember what was the good old days, but we can't salvage it. Maybe we can't. So this is what you do. Stop complaining, right? I had to learn this a long time ago. I had to stop complaining. I know this video has just been a complaint, but I had to just get this off my chest. We have to stop complaining about this, and we have to start doing something. We don't like what the media is making. We make something new. We don't like the shows that they're creating. We write new ones. We don't like the books that are being written. We make a new manuscript, right? And I'm not saying make something in replace of theirs. I'm saying write a story that's worth being told. Get out there and compete with these people, right? I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's not going to be ideal at first because they're so much bigger than us. But I think we can do it. I'm not saying that for clout and so people sub to my channel. I think that's the only way. Because storytelling is dying. And this epidemic that's going on right now has further killed it. We can see this as either the death of storytelling or the chance to rise out of the ashes of the dumpster fire that the Kurtzmans, the Druckmans, the Kennedys, the Benioffs and Wisemans lit. Right? We can see it that way. So get out there and compete. You don't like the way that your stories are being handled? Write new ones. Prove that you're better. Prove that you can do a better job. You don't like the way that writers are treating their fans and creators are treating their fans? You write something, and when people love it and criticize you for it, you treat them with respect. Prove that you're better. Prove that you can do it better than any of them. These hacks that make money just to destroy things. Prove that you're better. It's time we stopped complaining and time we started competing. Because I don't know about you boys and girls, but I've had enough. And here's an idea. Stop writing stories with the intention of... It's hard to explain. You can write a story for a demographic, and it's not racist or sexist or homophobic if you write for a certain demographic, right? I know that's mind-blowing. But not everywhere is a melting pot. Indonesia isn't going to have a lot of white people in their Indonesian action movies. But guess what? I love Indonesian action movies. Marintau, Headshot, The Raid 1, The Raid 2, The Night Comes For Us. I love those movies. They're fantastic. Chinese movies, Itmon 1 and 2, Drunken Master, The Drunken Master Return, all those movies, Project A. I love those movies. They're Chinese. There's no white people in them for the most part. Right? You don't have to incorporate everyone in everything. Instead, write stories for the people who want to read them. no matter who they are, what race they are, what sex they are. Just write stories for people that enjoy whatever story you're writing. If people, white, black, yellow, whatever, doesn't matter who they are, like dark fantasy, write a dark fantasy story. Doesn't matter who those people are, they can come and enjoy it. No matter what culture it's from either. You can write a Polish story that I'm sure a black man can enjoy, just like I can enjoy an Indonesian film, or a Chinese film, or a Japanese anime like Death Note or One Punch Man. So we should stop trying to make it where everything is included, because it's impossible. You can't represent everyone. You can't. There's too many people, too many opinions. You can't. So just let it, instead of trying to include everyone, make it where everyone has an equal opportunity to include who they want. Not who you think should be included, who they want. But this is the only way. You want art to change? Compete. You want this horrible outlook on fans to change? Compete. You want something to give, you're going to have to do something about it. I'm competing. I'm trying to write. That's what I'm trying to do. I decided that I'm tired of complaining and that I want to fight back. It's time you started. It's time that you told the Druckmans, the Kurtzmans, the Kennedys that it's enough. That you've had it up to here. That you're done. And that we can do it better. See y'all later. Hope you have a good night. Goodbye.